Today is Monday, October 28th. Just a few days till Halloween. How you all doing? Did you see my sign? Let your faith be bigger than your fear. Lots happening. I did tell you that there was something really pivotal that was going to happen over the weekend. I remember forewarning us. And lo and behold, I'm glad there wasn't any violence. We're in an interesting place in our history. We're in an interesting place. We're in an historic place, not only for our country but for the entire world. If you are sensitive, if you tend to be psychic, intuitive, and we all are to some degree, you're picking up on a lot right now. And I really encourage everybody you can go to YouTube. There's lots of meditations on YouTube. You can go to all the meditations that we did for Grassroots of Democracy, which is on hold, which is on a hiatus at the present time. But I know that we really just have to acknowledge how, to the core, horrifying yesterday was. Yes, we all chose this challenging. I totally agree with. Our souls knew. So let's just acknowledge that what we bore witness to was absolutely, it was a horror show. As is Project 2025 is a horror show. So the reality is, this person that's so damaging, that's so heinous, that's such a despicable pig, criminal, fascist. I'm not saying these things to be insulting, it's just the reality. A rapist, misogynist, totally racist, corrupt, con man, clown is running for the United States of America, for the highest position in the land. And he's a traitorous, treasonous traitor. In addition to all that I just said, who incited a violent riot to take down our democracy, to take down our country. All he says about America is that we're just a garbage country. I'm saying all this just to get us in perspective that we are going through some crap right now, having to face the reality that this is where we are. And whoever would have thought that somebody like a Donald Trump would get, lifted up by a certain segment of the American population to be applauded, to be exalted, to be praised like he's the second coming of Jesus, to be like the golden calf in the Bible, right? To be like, and we're all going, whoa. And the whole time we've watched mainstream media treat this race like a horse race, and they're starting to panic now. They're starting, the mainstream media is starting to panic. If you read energy like I do, I mean, if you've been doing it for 3 decades, like I have as a professional, and maybe if you're not, even if you consider yourself psychic, you can just see it. The mainstream media hosts are freaking out. Yes, I'm being enabled by, well, that's really what I'm saying. Being enabled by one, they lift him up. Like, look at this specimen. Oh, isn't he a worthy candidate? And then they attempt to shove it down your throat that this criminal con man, 30 times convicted felon who couldn't get an actual job at McDonald's or anywhere else because he's a felon, he's a criminal. He should have been thrown into prison on January 7th, 2021. He should have been, like, I'll never forget when Mitch McConnell gave him a pass and let him stay in office after the insurrection. You know, those moments that we've been through that we were just like, we remember where we were, right? We'll never forget where we were on January 6th, 2021. We'll never forget where we were when we found out that Trump won. We'll never forget the pandemic. And we'll never forget the hell that we've been through waiting for accountability, and he just seems to slither away like a snake, like the snake poem that he always likes to read. He's telling us exactly who he is, and people go along with it. Some people go along with it. And the end of that ugly snake poem is, you knew I was a snake before you let me in. And that's where we are. Hello, friends. Who said Puerto Rico is a foreign country? I'm just reading what's in the chat. Let me know how you're doing, how you're holding up. There's lots of changes going on with my business here. I've cut back quite substantially on some things. Grassroots of Democracy no longer meets. Church of Spirituality does still happen on this channel, but I'm taking down the website for that. I'm having to cut back because of financial reasons, because I thought I'd get more, income here, but I'm retracting before I expand again. That having been said, the members only psychic party, I went ahead, I had to do it on YouTube, and it was an awesome night. And I believe that if you become a member, you can go ahead and watch that video from Saturday night. It was really a fun psychic party. Yeah, Rose's testifying. It was fun. Lots of psychic stuff going on that night. So we need to kind of take a little break just to kind of regroup. I mean, we're not going to stop working really hard. There's a lot of amazing things that have happened. We do have to take breaks. And I finally came to a point myself personally that I had to take a break. I had to pull back on the things that I wasn't making money for dedicating so much time into, and there's that. Okay. So anyway, change is always happening. Change is a good thing. Last week was really fun going to Salem. I haven't rewatched the Ghost Tour. Yes, Esmeralda. I was Esmeralda on Saturday. The Ghost Tour last week in Salem, last Wednesday night, and then doing a PNN from Salem was really, really fun. I would have gone back. I might go back again tomorrow or the next day. It got a little cold. It's a little cold out now. Anyway, while you're here, please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. I do want to say that I mentioned Church of Spirituality. It's posted. It's back on this channel. If you need upliftment, the sermon was great. I had a lot of static on the video yesterday. I don't know why, but at least fast forward to the sermon, which is like the 44-minute point. Dad joke. Why don't mummies... Let's start with the dad joke. Why don't mummies take time off? They're afraid to unwind. Good one. So if I go to Salem again, I'll let you know. I'll post it that I'm going. It's possible. If it's too cold, probably not. But it's supposed to warm up on Halloween, actually. I see a lot of you are posting. Michelle Obama's speech was amazing. I didn't hear the whole entire thing, but I definitely heard some of it. I will go back and listen to the whole thing. I think it was like 35, 40 minutes. And yeah, we've had some miracles. We've had a lot of miracles. So we have to really keep our mind on miracles. And I think that the times that were really challenged and keeping the positivity make us a lot stronger. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I mean, I think about the DNC, like, remember the DNC, how intensely powerful that was? Hey, Maria. Yeah, we haven't seen her in a long time. Fridays, the members only was a private members only YouTube live stream. Just so you know. So the DNC, when Kamala, when Oprah had a special event for Kamala, the event, was it in Georgia? No, it was in Texas. The huge event about reproductive rights in Texas. I mean, there were some really big things happening. Rose is asking, what do I think the secret was that Donald Trump was winking to Mike Johnson about? We'll get to that. A lot of Puerto Ricans, Maria, will change their minds about the loser if they were leaning in the Trump direction. Probably all of them will rebuke him. So, the contrast, you know what? This is like, when I really think about it, the contrast is historic. The contrast between Kamala Harris is a brilliant white light human who's channeling something amazing. I've mentioned before, she's from, her family, her ancestry is from the same place that Sadhguru is from in India. And her middle name is Devi, D-E-V-I, which I've learned it is the divine feminine. Someday I'll get into like all that I've learned about, spirituality in India and all that. You've caught dribs and drabs of what I've learned. But anyway, it's powerful. And speaking of Sadhguru, I mentioned to you and I played for you when I went the end of September to the ashram in Tennessee. It was a darshan. He spoke for the first time all year to us. And Sadhguru said, this is the time that the feminine is rising up. Okay? So I know, in my psychic knowing, I know that Kamala Harris has this in the bag. My mind's already, Harris and Walz have won this. I'm not picking up on the polls being accurate at all, not one bit. What I do pick up on about the polls is that corporate media, like the Sinclair Group and the rest of them, you might know some of the big conglomerates, they're in bed with the MAGAs to a large degree because of the stupid idea that they get tax breaks if Trump gets in office. I mean, it's like, talk about all about them. It's all about them. So corporate, like the Sinclair Group, remember that big kind of just, I don't even remember what it was specifically. I think it was about when they were bashing Biden and talking about how Biden was just, had terrible dementia and all. They were making up so much stuff about Joe Biden. Corporate media is what's keeping this is my psychic impression. Maria, you can just go and watch the the Saturday night thing because you're a member and you can just go click on it. I mean, I know. Sorry you missed it in person. So mainstream media is making the polls look as close as they are. Because, I mean, think about it. So let's just take a pause and think about it. They don't really know. I mean, like, they don't really, you can't look at those polls and go, that's actual truth, all right? So let's start with this. Rose just had a nap. Good, you know, you gotta stay rested up in these times. How accurate are the polls? Are they 10% accurate? 10%. I didn't even have to go any further than that. The polls are only 10% accurate, all right? My mind is already on. The challenge is not whether Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are going to take it. That's not, I'm way ahead in my mind. What I'm really looking at, yes, she will win. What I'm really looking at, Lauren saying, do you remember 1948? Actually, I do not remember 1948, unless I was in my other lifetime. I'm looking at what's going to happen after Kamala wins. Because what corporate's doing is they're making it so close because Trump is going to say that we cheated. It's really amazing. The heinous things that they are saying, that we heard at that rally, the little snippets that I heard of it, what the heinous things they're saying about us. So disturbing. They're saying heinous things about us. We, the American citizens. They're saying horrible things about us who want to continue to be a democracy. It's just mind-boggling. And when you really think about it, I mean, they do this repeat thing, right? So that eventually you're gonna think that Nancy Pelosi is a crook, right? I mean, Trump is right out, the enemy within, like Pelosi and Adam Schiff. And when you really just stop and think about it, what did Nancy Pelosi ever do? And what did Adam Schiff ever do? Except their jobs. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. The polls, I'm just going to say the polls are rigged. Yeah, Pelosi told the truth and Adam Schiff told the truth. And they make them out to be like the literal Antichrist. Can you say projection? And Stephen Miller was Goebbels, just so you know, because I've read on that before. And Donald Trump was Mussolini, which you're probably tired of hearing me say that. I've been saying that for years now. But it's a deep wound to our psyches to have them take who they are and what they're being like and throwing it onto us. So I'm feeling like we should pick a general. Let's pick a Rune card. Spooky dad joke. Why are graveyards so noisy? Because of all the coffins. Wildflower Wind is saying they need to go live in North Korea. So let me mention something that I saw. I saw a clip of a person outside the rally. Yeah, this is how disturbingly crazed they are. I saw a person, you may have seen this clip, outside the rally at Madison Square Garden that was dressed like Kim Jong-un. because there are people that are MAGAs that actually think that Kim Jong-un is a good leader. If you want to Google the policies of Kim Jong-un, I've written about them in the Substack article. If you want to know how it is to be in North Korea, and then you think, oh my gosh, these MAGAs, they think Kim Jong-un is a great guy, right? If you smile at the anniversary of the death of Kim Jong-un's grandfather, you're required to attend. If you smile or if you seem like you're too happy in some way, they can arrest you and put you in prison for life if you live in North Korea. It's insanity. They have no idea. He killed, yeah, he's had his own family members killed. And when you think about, I'm pulling a Rune card, by the way. When you think about Trump on January 6th in front of the television, if you can't even imagine this, you cannot. I know you can't. You can't even imagine. If somebody fell down on the street in front of you, you would be like, oh my gosh, I have to help that person, right? And Trump sat there for over 3 hours watching the insurrection and seeing that people were bloody and being beaten up and people were, close to death, and just, if you can imagine just sitting there when you have the power to save lives, and you sit there and you cheer it on, and they want that's a Kim Jong-un type of energy. Why don't all the MAGAs go to North Korea to live? And that it's too horrifying to even think about what Kim Jong-un has done. It's too horrifying to think about what Vladimir Putin has done. So this is where we are. This is where we are. Betty's running late, but she's here. We're complete. Let's take a look at a rune, because these runes are really good for, I think these runes are great for collective readings. They tend to be spot on accurate. So let's see. The rune that we have is Manaz. I read these from Tamed Wild, and I just pull a stone out of my runestone bag. Yes, Trump and Kim Jong-un exchange love letters. I'm sorry that so many Americans are so stupid. I mean, I don't mean to be offensive, but I'm sorry that so many American people choose to be stupid. You guys aren't. You want to know what's going on. You inform yourselves that they would actually think that Kim Jong-un is a good idea. Do your homework. Humanity, ancestors, community, physical and spiritual cultivation is what this says. Yeah, I'm shocked Americans believe this stuff too. Zerkon is saying I'm embarrassed by my peers. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be an American right now. It's a lot. It's a lot for us to take. It's like I always say, that's why we get together. So as far as this rune says, self-development is paramount. Nurture and grow that which is natural and unique to you. Your gifts are necessary. Never doubt yourselves. Never doubt the magic that flows through your souls. This is your charge. This is your destiny. The invocation. I see your eyes, they are my own. I see your struggle, it is mine. I commit to developing myself in all ways so that you, my brothers and sisters, can rise and thrive alongside me. This rune is calling for us to be in community. We are in a time where we're being called on to generate as much love as we possibly can. You like my ghost? He kind of looks like the emoji ghost, doesn't he? Am I, ooh, the electricity is happening. So, Warren saying his brother just texted him to ask why. Did your brother go to Madison Square Garden? Oh my gosh. I mean, it was just last week that we had to. We didn't really talk about it, but we were. I didn't want to talk about it. But what he said about Arnold Palmer. Like, what? What? And I had the Trump parade go by here. I took a video of it. I posted it. I had the Trump parade with all the flags and everything going by here. It's challenging. And I think I had mentioned that one thing that I did was I took note of different addresses on different houses, and I sent them a little letter from a neighbor. And I put, no, from, this is from a neighbor, and I put not on your street. I don't want to start anything. Just telling them what they were doing, supporting Trump, what they were actually supporting. So I'm going to pick 3 cards from the... Yeah, those people should have been charged with disturbing the peace. I know the police station was right there. What happens if you don't pay the exorcist on time? You get repossessed. I'm liking the Halloween jokes. Let's pull 3 cards for us too. Yes, Trump said he loves the poorly educated. That's what fascism needs. The only way the fascism can succeed is if people are willfully stupid. See, I'm not being awful and rude by saying people are stupid because it's willful. It's not like they were born that way. But Trump is stupid. Anyway, mental conflict. This is where we are right now. We're in mental conflict. We have got to, it's willful ignorance, right? We have got to look at this like in this next week. It's only a week and a day. Yes, our wonderful country will be better soon. I believe that. I believe that. The only thing that we have to do is get over the hump after the election where they have it already. They have it all, the election denialism they have it already. This is where we are. We are being called upon to spread love, to generate love, to create love wherever you go. We're going to have to work at it. Maureen has a Halloween joke. What kind of music do mummies like listening to on Halloween? Rap music, of course. So we're in mental conflict. Because we can't figure out what's going on in these people's heads. Madam President-elect. Yeah, you heard me say she's got it in the bag. All right? I'm going to say it again. Kamala Harris has won this. Well, I'm already on to the fallout. Right now, even though there's a lot of mental conflict, we're being strengthened in our foundation. This is really, we have got to, if you feel upset and nervous and scared, I want everyone to think about all the huge celebrities. And after that total not funny comedian insulted Puerto Rico, after that comedian insulted Puerto Rico, think about all the celebrities. J-Lo came out. All the celebrities that came out. I like that, Tammy. I like how you put Harris with the blue hearts. Think about the communities of people that are bonded together. Look at what Simon Rosenberg is doing. Share my song about January 6th. I wish I had a connection. I'm going to see if I can reach out to Simon Rosenberg. The song that I wrote about January 6th is on grassrootsofdemocracy.com on the home page there. Kamala is going to have her closing argument rally. I don't know when it's going to be, but it's going to be on the ellipse. Yeah, Trump lost the votes. But see, he's already lost. Financial and material changes. Okay, this is about the economy. between the insults to America, the insurrection, the pandemic, Trump going lower and lower and lower and lower, his cognitive decline, having dementia, calling for violence, all that. Okay, tomorrow. I really wish they could have the song. And the economy that we have right now is gonna make a difference too. Yeah, MTG and Stephen Miller are already sowing doubts about the election, but it's not just them, it's all of them. Thank you, Maria, for sharing my song. Yes, I just wish I could get it to the rally at the Ellipse, because it would just really be appropriate. I can only do what I can do. You guys are like talking about Oprah and introducing Dr. Oz and all that, and Wildflower Witnesses makes you wonder about Oprah's judgment. Understand that they weren't acting crazy then. I mean, I don't think Oprah's psychic. Okay. I'm gonna pull some cards from the Nefarious card deck. Now, what I picked up instantly when I heard Trump say about MAGA Mike, we have a little secret. Immediately, I mean, some people are saying the little secret is that MAGA Mike is gay. Well, he is. We've read on that before. And I don't think it takes a psychic to figure that out. But my immediate psychic impression was that they had planned on rigging it so that the MAGAs can still have the majority in the House. Yeah, Vance is lighting up about the Puerto Rican joke. How about that one? So 3 cards about MAGA Mike's and Trump's little secret. The little secret they have. I know I'm talking about MAGA Mike, but I'm just reflecting on seeing J.D. Vance and Jake Tapper, and how I'm watching J.D. Vance, and in his mind he's thinking about Russia. He's thinking about Putin, watching what's going on in these interviews. J.D. Vance is feeling very uncomfortable these days, as is MAGA Mike. So what I'm reading on right now, hello Paula, what I'm reading on right now, Liz is saying, I really don't understand how Vance's wife is okay with all this crap. Well, how do you know that she's okay with it? You know, I don't feel like she's okay with it. What MAGA Mike and the little secret that Trump alluded to is going to be shut down. The Fool and the Death card. And this is the strength of the evidence. Do not think for 1 second that our CIA and FBI don't have wind of what's going on. I've picked up on this before. We're in this together, everybody. So I'm asking about the little secret that Trump and MAGA Mike have. It's foolish. It's going to be put to a stop. How many times I've said that I see Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. Just a little segue. When I see 20 more people hitting the thumbs up, we'll do a group hug. Was that a real thing when Trump supporter ripped her shirt off while voting and yelling at an election worker? I wasn't clear that was real. Okay. So yeah, don't think for 1 second that, I mean, this is like, we're in like war times in a certain way. And the enemy is Russia. The enemy is Putin. And it's a cyber war. It's a silent war. It's a war, it's a psychological warfare war. Yeah. Yeah, but I know that I'm just saying that I heard that it was not real. The woman who ripped off her. Well, let's ask. You're not supposed to, like, I mean, I was thinking about going to vote and bringing those cards that I have. They're in my bag right now, but the cards that I have about Project 2025. But if I do that, I'm going to ask how far away I have to be from the polling place. Yes, we're in a type of war. So when we're in a war, the intelligence agencies are working behind the scenes. Oh, it jumped up. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, because we do need a group hug. You wore your nasty woman shirt? I guess that's okay. If that was real, oh wait, I was going to ask. If that was real, then that woman has really drunk the Kool-Aid big time. All right, let's read on the loser. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I told you things are changing. Tomorrow. I know, the woman, she just had her bra on. I mean, that's insane. I can't even imagine. It's not like she was like a hot babe either, from what I saw. But anyway, you know how we were doing Spirit Talk podcast with Kathy Beal, our resident psychic? We're doing that tomorrow, but we're not doing it on my channel. We're doing it on her channel. 4 p.m. Eastern Time, live at Professional Aquarian. You're going to have to find her. The woman that voted with her bra on for Trump. Oh my God. What's Electra Storm says? She was a seasoned woman. I guess you could call it that. Yeah. Wow. The thing that concerns me, one of the things that concerns me, many things concern me about what we bore witness to yesterday, is that we think they can't go any lower, and then they go lower. And so yesterday at the Madison Square Garden, I mean, first of all, Madison Square Garden, I mean, so the greatest concerts have happened there. Some really wonderful things have happened there. They just have to poo all over everything. It's like we thought it couldn't get worse, and it just keeps getting worse. That woman that voted in her bra was like one of your dementia patients. I didn't know you worked with dementia patients. Was that real? Speaking of the woman who yeah, you're right. It was real. I just read that it wasn't real. How did Trump pay for Madison Square Garden? We were asking about that on Friday, and we got, yeah, Madison Square Garden was defiled, but he's defiled everything. Let me think about that. I think we got, when I read on who paid for that Madison Square Garden, I got that the Heritage Foundation did. $1 million to rent it. I got that the Heritage Foundation. I think I read on that on Friday, right? Did the Heritage Foundation pay for that? Kinda, sorta, not totally. Thank you, Maria, for booking a reading. My expenses are out of control. I'm just trusting the universe. Okay, so plus readings are great. Besides, Annette Serrano's taking her neighbor to vote on Wednesday. Good for you. I was at my folks yesterday, and I noticed they had their ballot all. It's funny. They live right across the street from the post office, but they were doing a mail-in ballot. did the owner of Madison Square Garden, did he cover the cost? I get a no on that. Now, keep in mind that Trump doesn't pay his bills, so I get the Heritage Foundation partly paid for it. Did Elon pay for it? I get that Elon paid for it. So the Heritage Foundation and Elon, big time Elon, yes. Mostly Elon Musk, but somewhat the Heritage Foundation. Yeah. Yep. Liza's on top of it. Yeah. And let's ask, I felt like Putin. I'll be blessed, thank you. I felt like Putin. I'm not getting that. But indirectly, they need to sage Madison Square Garden with bales and bales of sage. Let's read on Trump. Let's read on if he's gonna get even worse. Transactional Melania. I saw a little clip of her, Trump trying to kiss her, and she was just like, she would not kiss him. Not even for show. And she gets paid to show up. She does. She gets paid to show up. Should we do a group hug first? After a spooky dad joke, what do skeletons say before they eat? Bon appetit! Where do you get them? They're pretty funny. Okay. Let's do a group hug for all the people that are traumatized by what's going on right now. Let's do a group hug that we hold it together and get through this time. Let's just send everyone strength. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Sending support to all the people that are really filled with anxiety. So we all know that we're coming together, and there's a lot of power in that. All right, I can feel it. I can feel it. Could you feel it? I could feel it. See, we're being forced to unite. We're being forced to be the United States. We're being forced to choose love. Right? Betty felt it. And that's not a bad thing. My tea is extremely cold. You felt it. Sandy felt it. Yeah. See? You're all psychic. Let's, pray every day. I'll probably, between now and next week, I will have some kind of a group meditation thing here on YouTube. So I did that when Putin invaded Ukraine. Several days I had a group meditation. Felt the power. There's a Chinese proverb, I'm sure you've heard it, that says it's better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. Let's keep that in mind. Your Trump neighbor went blue. Let's hear it. Yay! I pray every day. Every single day. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards about Trump. Have you heard that? It's better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. Think of us all coming together in America. I mean, we will be like, the world will be so proud of us. Except for the enemy dictators. So make sure you go to @ProfessionalAquarian tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's where we're doing our show with Kathy Beal. That's her channel. So 3 cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the fallout for Trump after that slime rally. Slime Nazi rally. Your neighbor took their Trump sign down. Wow! Kamala has already won this. Rose is saying set your notification bell, but it's not going to be on my channel. It's going to be on Kathy Beal's channel, @ProfessionalAquarian. So go and join her channel and then hit the notification bell. Yes, Elon Musk, I've read on him before, and Elon is going to be charged. Yeah, definitely. I love my little electric crystal ball. Isn't it cool? A little toy. Okay. Trump. The strength of the people is just gonna be too intense. Eight of Swords is he's tied up. He's tied up. And the Knight of Pentacles, that dude's being roasted. I'm asking about Trump, the fallout. There are too many people that are too freaked out by what's going on to not activate. Yeah, he's hogtied, right? He's hogtied, and the Eight of Swords is a prison card. Yeah. Annette's saying she's optimistic because early voting is breaking records and women are leading the charge. We've already won. And that's great news. That's great. I'm glad to hear it. Just keep telling yourself. Let's keep that going. We've already won. We've seen the rallies. We've seen people like 20,000, 30,000 people at a rally. And Trump is going nuts over that. 45 million people voted early. That's not because they want to run and vote for Trump. I don't care what anybody says. Hey, since we're actually in Halloween week, let's use some Halloween cards. Shall we? What would happen if Biden stepped down and made Kamala president now? Gosh, that has not entered into my mind. They would, well, I don't see that happening, but that's an interesting thought. Capitol Police had a training run just a couple of days ago. I did say last time I read on what was going to happen after the election that I do feel, and I felt like actually, remember I said about this rally before it happened that I see it as a test run? Remember when I went to the cemetery? Not this past Sunday, not yesterday, but the Sunday before. I had a lot of views on that one. I was wondering why. There are a lot of veterans buried in that cemetery. Halloween cards. Let's take a look. I gotta remember I have tea leaves. Yeah, there's concerns if the loser gets in that Vance will take over. Yeah, that's what Putin's plan is. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Every other psychic said there will be a delay. When I read on the election, I think that I saw, I'm trying to remember, I think I saw it would take like 3 days. We can look at that again too. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the Harris campaign. My cards are getting mixed up. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the Harris campaign. And by the way, let's send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of positive energy. She has... I heard somebody on some news show today talk about, it might have been I watched Nicole Wallace for a little while today, and or it might have been The View, I'm not sure, but they were talking about how this is a really bad habit that the mainstream has, that they complain about things that they pick on things that Kamala Harris said, and they didn't acknowledge, like said at the CNN on that date that was supposed to be the second debate, and then they go and they pick on things that Kamala said, and they completely ignore the fact that it was supposed to be a debate that night. She's shown up at every single turn. She has not made a gaffe. It's incredible. So these are 3 cards for Kamala. She's doing the right thing. She's praying. This is the Knight of Swords. This is the DOJ on her side. This is her prosecutorial experience on her side. This is her connections to justice, just by the mere fact that she's been a prosecutor. She was the Attorney General of California. I mean, this is massive advantage. Trump can pee on stage and they'll ignore it. Yeah, he might as well. I mean, he does other things. Sorry, you hooked me right into that. She's just being, she's being careful. She's being measured. She's paying attention to details. She is holding her own. She is really a gifted, brilliant woman. Don't you love it when Trump's like, she's low IQ. She's got something wrong with her brain. She needs a cognitive test. He's unbelievable. And the King of Cups. I actually see this as all the money that's behind her. All the money and the they're actually, I know that we think about all the billionaires that are backing Trump, but this is backing with finances. This is the billionaires that are backing Kamala with finances and heart. So that's pretty huge. I really think, her Puerto Rico response, she has been, just keep sending her positive energy because she has been impeccable. She has been impeccable. And I really just want everybody to know that she's already won this. So what we're going to do, I mean, I don't think I'm telling you something that you don't also feel, right? She's so smart. She was made for these times. I'm going to pull 3 cards about, how about Byron Donalds? Oh my God, what a POS. Yeah, the contrast between Harris and Trump is like, it really is, partly it's like American, anti-American, right? American, enemy to America. Enemy. Let's just take the pulse of the American people. Let's pull 3 cards about how we're doing, how we're holding up here. How we're holding up. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to my channel and please hit the thumbs up too. Someday it's going to help me. Someday it's going to help me with YouTube. Someday. I manifested something wonderful. I'll tell you when it all like unfolds, which is going to be soon. I manifested something really awesome. You'll see. The Hermit, the Hierophant. Oh, okay. All right. Well, how the American people are doing. We're actually abandoning Trump. That's the Hermit. We're abandoning Trump. It's an interesting card. I'm not that familiar with these cards because I just started reading them last year, and it's once a year I read them because they're Halloween cards. But how the American people are, we want to isolate Trump. We need a spooky dad joke. Why won't monsters eat ghosts? Because they always taste like sheet. But I like it. How the American people are doing. We are starting to cling on to our United States Constitution. Like, whoa, we're not going to lose that. Yes, we are wishing for him to be isolated. Now let's think about Michael wants Kamala to make her husband Attorney General. I don't see that happening, but I don't think he wants the job, but it's a good idea. Yes, you missed the group hug, sorry. But you're in on it, energetically. How the American people are doing. Okay, the Ten of Swords, the hurt that Trump has inflicted on this country is making us want to get him isolated. Remember, he was Mussolini in his last lifetime. His deepest soul fear is that the people will turn against him. Oh, Warren said that Doug should be the Attorney General. I don't think Warren was serious. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Oh, there is going to be a women's march. I did hear that. Debbie, an anonymous donor donated a reading to you. You've got to go to psychicannetdion.com and fill out the little form to schedule yourself. Okay, November 2nd, there's a women's march. Let's just pull a few cards about how that's going to go. Okay. I don't think it's just going to be a women's march. I think the men are going to show up too. Strong support. It's like our national family. Strong support for our national family. Yeah, I think that women's march is going to be very good and very telling. It's going to strengthen the message that the women have about we need our reproductive rights. And it's not just about women, it's about families, it's about everybody. Now, as you all know, on Mondays I like to just end just exactly on time because, yeah, there's a women's march on Washington, D.C. I should go to that on November 2nd. I might read the tea leaves and post it on my. I'll read the tea leaves and post it on my community page because we like to end on time, especially on Mondays, because people want to watch Midas Touch. A lot of it to me will be repeat because I've been following what's going on quite closely, as have you. But it's fun to watch them and to hear their different takes on things. The women are marching to the polls. I know. I was thinking today that I should go back to D.C. I wasn't thinking about the women's march. I'll look into it. Grab them by the ballot. So that's what we have tonight. When you become a member, if you decide to become a member, you have access to our party on Saturday night, which was awesome. I will do a group meditation live stream kind of thing sometime between now and next Tuesday. So I'll let you know. I haven't figured out day and time yet. But definitely go to Professional Aquarian right now and subscribe to Professional Aquarian. That's Kathy Beale's channel. I'm going to read the last spooky joke before we go. And that's going to be a 4 o'clock Eastern time live stream. She's going to talk about the political astrology. You want to check it out. Who won the dance contest at the Monsters Ball? The Boogeyman! Go watch Michelle Obama's speech. Watch the DNC, the reruns of the DNC. Watch the Oprah special. Watch the Texas rally. Watch any of the Kamala Harris rallies. Keep the energy up. That's why we're here. All right? And namaste. Thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for your donations, for joining me, and for being patient through these changes that are going on here with my channel and what I'm doing here. Life is all about change. All right, namaste. Keep the faith. Bye.